Okay, so today I want to go over orientation process with you guys. I'm gonna catch you guys up to speed on how they do it over here. So, whenever I first contacted them, I sat there and spoke with them on the phone, probably I don't know, maybe 3 times or whatever at the most. And they had already went through the process of checking out my background history, checking me out, checking my work history, my driver's license. It was fairly quick on that part of it. They also sent me to the drug test, and that was again fairly quick. When I say quick, all this took place within 2 days, 3 days, somewhere in that neighborhood. It didn't take very long. But anyway, so we went through that. They gave me my choice. I could either fly, drive a rental, ride a bus, or take a train. And as an adult, I haven't ridden a train, so I thought, well, why not take a train? I thought it'd be kind of fun. So I told them, I said, I'll take a train. And I got the ticket for the train in less than probably an hour, somewhere in there. But anyway, they booked me a train ride from my home in North Carolina to DC, and from DC to Chicago. Now, when I got to DC, I had a 6-hour layover, so I took my time over there and enjoyed the sights and took a tour of the place. On my way up there, it was coach reserved, and I thought, well, from my house to DC was 6 hours, and I was like, well, that's not bad, but I'm a smoker, so it wasn't as easy as I wanted it to be, but it wasn't that bad. And then I left after leaving out from North Carolina. I arrived there over in DC. I decided to take in everything. And while I was doing that, I got to thinking, that's an 18-hour ride over there. So I was like, well, I think I'm going to grab me one of those little bunk rooms they got on the trains. I ain't never been on a train as an adult. So I sprung for it. It was like $100 and some dollars, $180 some dollars extra for the room. Well, it was comfortable. I mean, it really was. It had a bed. It was a double bunk, in there. It had a couple of seats in there where you could convert it. But anyway, so I enjoyed the ride from there on over to the terminal. Once I arrived there at the Union Station in Chicago, they sent an Uber over to pick me up. That took maybe a 10-minute wait outside, and they had Uber there waiting on me. I didn't even get to finish my cigarette. That's how fast it was. But got there to the terminal. They quickly introduced me to everyone, which everyone being Cedric, which is like the liaison for the new guys coming in and gals. And then I got to meet Safety the following day, and BB. BB is like, how can I put this? BB is going to be your instructor, I guess, for your e-logs and stuff like that, or anything electronic that you'll have to do with the company. She'll go over some of that stuff. But it's personal, it's hands-on, and it's very simplified with her. So it's not very complicated. When you're going through your orientation process, day number one, you're basically going over what they like, what they don't like, what they want you to do, what they don't want you to do, and just a general view of the company. And then the next thing you'll do the following day is sign your documents and all, and pick out your truck first, then you'll sign your documents. And typically you should be on your way at that point. Now let's go into the details of it. If something happens for whatever reason, you have to stay longer or whatever, they will put you up in a motel. And they repair the trucks. Say you go over there and you pick out your truck and you see this, and this wrong with it. Well, odds are they're going to fix all those things. I haven't haven't seen them tell anybody no. Another thing, I seen the new parts that's on the trucks. I witnessed it firsthand. They even replaced a clutch in a truck, before they left out with it. I don't think these guys have a problem with fixing the trucks before you leave. The issue with a lot of folks will be that when you get there, the trucks are not ready to go immediately, right? So they need for you to look at these trucks, or at least what I seen. They need for you to inspect the truck, you to figure out what's wrong with it, and then they'll take it typically over to the shop, what they call the shop, which is the Connects in Chicago, and they will go over it and inspect it, PM it if there's nothing else to do. If they find something on their own, they will fix it, like they found that clutch and they repaired it. There was no questions asked. It was just a fix it kind of thing. There was that, and also I never really experienced any major issues of any kind. They seem to work with you real, just being real as I could be on that. They will work with you on it, And your motel, you're not staying at a crappy motel or nothing like it. I mean, it's not the Ritz or nothing like that. But I'm gonna post a little video of it, and you'll get to see that here in just a second.
While I was looking out at the front of the left engine, I could see the hail continuing to put more and more dents over the cowling around the engine and into the collar of the center engine, and the engine was starting to write a sound like it was squealing.
So you've seen the motel room. It's fairly decent. Next, they have a very small break room, but it's still comfortable for what it is. And here's a few photos of that. Okay, so now that you have a concept and have seen what the place looks like kind of on the inside and seen the motel room, you know what you're getting into on that. So it's not bad by no means, it's not. And I guess some things of the orientation is very, to give you my perspective on it, it was very vague as far as the information you did receive about the company. There were specifics, don't get me wrong, but there wasn't a lot of it. So it's very short, quick, kind of skimming over the top kind of thing. So there really wasn't much that I picked up on that I didn't already know as an experienced driver. There's not really much that I picked up on as far as the company's history goes or anything like that either. What I can say, though, it was very light, very upbeat, if you will. They fed you lunch each time, each day you got fed lunch. Might I add, the subs are killer. They really were good. It's a group pick kind of thing. You pick wherever you want to go eat lunch. So it's nice. But you don't go, they bring it to you. But at any rate, they have that, and that was the concept I got from it. Was just overall quick brush of what the company is and what they want you to do in your contracts. Now, on the contract side of things, let's talk meat and taters. The contract side of things is something that they will not read to you. You need to take your time and read this. You truly do need to read it. Take your time, read it. Some of it sounds outlandish. Some of it sounds, typical run-of-the-mill, blah, blah, blah stuff. But do take your time and read it so you understand it. Understand the ground you're playing on. This is not a baby bottle company where they take and give you everything and do everything for you. Here, it's expected that you take on more of a role than a typical lease program would. All right. At the same time, you know, it's still the same lease as basically everybody else has. You don't have to pay for your trailer, nothing like that. There's zeros on the trailer. You do have to pay for all your reefer fuel. You have a truck note. Right now, the Freightliners are going for $500 a week. The KWs are going for $700 a week. The Freightliners are 1.5 year, and it's free and clear title. And the KWs are 2 years free and clear title. So there's that. Let's see here. Your insurance does now come out. Everything comes out of the payments, of course. Or not payments, but out of your settlement. All those typical things that you would find in most lease purchase programs, they all come out. They don't offer any insurance, group insurances, or anything like that I know of at this point. And they pay for your fuel. As far as that goes, when I say pay for it, they prepay for it, so you don't have to have cash in hand to pay for fuel. They load it onto an EFS card, and then you can use that, and then they'll deduct it from your settlement. As far as that goes, basically, if you need anything, you contact them. They're almost like a 9 to 5 operation, though. So if you need something after 5 o'clock, they're going to be harder to get a hold of. You just can't pick the phone up and call. You can, but it's going to be more difficult to do because the staff that's here right now just isn't able to handle it or do it, and they're not available to do it. So it's more independent in that aspect. So I don't mind, handling business stuff from 9 to 5. I know in reefers, yes, sometimes you might have a lumper fee or whatever, which they, cover the lumper fees on that too through the brokers, as long as the brokers are willing to pay for it. All right. But anyway, anything that the broker doesn't pay for, you have to pay for. Like I said, meat and taters kind of thing. They're not going to pay for tolls and stuff like that if the broker is not paying for it, which typically the broker doesn't pay you for tolls unless you just ask them for a little extra money. If you're an independent, you be like, hey, I'm going up to this area, it's got tolls. How about throwing a little extra in? Sometimes they will. But it's kind of like that. Like I said, there is some independent sides to it that other companies just automatically take care of. But then again, I feel like I'm doing okay right now, but I haven't seen the numbers yet. I will update you guys whenever I finally do get my first settlement to see what the actual numbers are and what they look like. But, I'm just going at it from my previous experiences to what it is right now. Other than that, if you're still watching this, I'm just trying to give an honest review of the place and, keep everybody up to date and see how things are going to go for me, and maybe inspire some of you guys, not necessarily to come here, but maybe to take on a lease purchase somewhere else. It's not about one company or another, although I chose Select One, and I don't know if they're a great company, a good company, or a bad company yet. I'm just being honest with you. Time will tell. I won't have to wait around too long to see this. But at any rate, we'll definitely catch back up with everyone that's wanting to watch this and view it and give you guys an update. All right, thanks for watching.